Good evening. I'm Louis Armstrong with Cross Rock Incorporated, and we have a beautiful video for you. It's in that area of election time, and we want to show you what the Bible showed the messengers and God showed his peoples about this time of human history. It's a very important time, and we need to know that everything under the sun could be found in here. It just got to be translated properly. Now, this lecture today is Kamala Harris. Some people call her Kamala, some people call her by different names. So Kamala Harris, Joe Biden 2020. Now we want to say this because you got a lot of people looking at this election as being one that could go either or. And I want to show you what sacred geometry show you now. I want to show you what the odds have shown in the past by using Joe Biden, by using Donald Trump, and by using the past president Barack Obama, and show how these numbers, how tetragrammaton work in understanding how you can see the unseen. See, there's nothing that you can't do or know in God. You just got to be able to let him teach you the knowledge of it. And once you learn the knowledge of how to see it, then it's vivid then. It's nothing but another thing. This art is on a fifth dimensional consciousness. It's not regular something you're going to ever learn in school. You don't learn this kind of knowledge in school. It's beyond academics. In a chapter in my next book, Hidden Secrets Beyond Academics, you're going to see some of the same material what I'm talking about right here. And you need to see this so you know what's going on. Now, for some of you who haven't been on our channel before, you may have to look at this video several times or go back and look at previous videos on how we have done this type of work, because it's something new to you, you never seen before. If you've been in any math class and algebra, trig, and etc., you will learn things a little bit differently. You wouldn't learn things to this level that we're dealing with. You're going to see some things that will wow you because you never knew that could happen like that. In fifth dimensional consciousness, fifth dimensional knowledge, it's magical type knowledge. It's something that you never seen. It's like, something you just don't know about. You just don't see it, and it will wow you if you pay close attention to it. Now, let's deal with this. Kamala Harris, Joe Biden 2020. We know that these individuals are running in this election on the Democratic ticket. Now, people have a question of whether or not she is an American citizen. And that is a question that we should put to rest when you're saying whether she's an American citizen. But when you say, is she African American, that's a whole different thing. And this is what Biden is bringing her up as an African American, and who determine whether someone is an African American? Do the whole United States determine whether somebody is an African American, or do black peoples of the old ADOSs, the real African Americans who have descended from slavery? See, that's a question, because sometimes we got a system say one thing, but that's not necessarily so to those people. You can't call a person something when the group of those people say, no, that ain't how we see it. See, the government in the United States, it could do something, especially on the Eurocentric environment, because the Eurocentric environment dominates the American culture. But that don't give it right, just because they dominate the American culture, that they choose who the Africans American call African Americans. And I want to bring that up because it's very important. Now, whether or not she qualified to run for president, that's not the question what we're saying right now. She qualified to run for president, as I say, American citizen. But she can't be qualified to be classified as an African American to the true African American whose descendants are the ADOSs from America. Now, I know her fathers, more likely come from slavery, a slave-dominated environment in Jamaica. But that's an English colony. That's not America. That is an English colony. It's not the United States. And you need to see this. Now, let's deal with this a little bit. I'm going to use this, and I don't want to gross you out when I say this, but I'm trying to show you something, a picture. I'm trying to paint a verbal picture to you. sperm, Jamaican father. Now, Jamaican father is her father, a Jamaican father from what we know. Mother, egg, Indian mother. Now, why is this important? Because you have a young lady in Georgia who could have qualified for this, but they didn't choose her. She was an actual African American. You had Cory Booker and you had some other ones there, but I don't know the depths of Cory, but you had a lot of qualified people. She only a 2-year senator. She's a 2-year senator. She's a junior senator, you know. And you got a lot of individuals who've been there, and whether they're black or white, they didn't have to be a black person, but there's a strategy that we see that's been brought into this election by appointing her with him. And we need to understand that. We don't need to be tricked to what someone doing, a strategy they're trying to do. And we know that there are plenty of blacks, males out there that could run on this ticket, but they wasn't chosen. So if they wasn't chosen, it's a avenue to go after females, black or white, and be able to make sure you ensure that black vote. Because if I'm not mistaken, Biden said that if you don't vote Democrat, you ain't black. Come on, man. You know, if you ain't born from parents on America's soil, you know, and they parents from somewhere else, we could say you ain't black either. We could say that, easily say that, you know. So this is not what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to show is the young lady, and this is to have no bearings on her. Come on. I'm not going to step on no sister by no means. No, but I got to bring this out because this is something that we have to start looking in the future and events happen in the future and stop looking over all these people in America, all these people who've been and paid a price, the ancestors paid a price here to be there for their kids to be great and to be part of greatness. And then our system just takes somebody from outside and sneak them in front of them. See, we done had enough of that. You know, black folks been dealing with you black, you stand back, if you are bright, you come forth and all this other stuff. We just done had enough of that. Enough is enough. The 400 years are over. It's time for us to have our great substance in all areas of life. Morally, we need to know the truth about things. Economically, we need our own territory. We need to be able to have the economics ventures that we're supposed to have, and we need the system to stay out of the way. We need the financial institution that we need to have. All in banking, etc. See, you can't grow if you ain't getting no money to grow with. And we have seen that the banks have kept blacks, have redlined blacks, and have kept blacks from being able to be those corporate people that they have the ability to be. And these things need to stop. We need to focus on how we are eating and all this crap that they bring into our neighborhoods and our convenience stores and our kids running down there. They may get a good square meal when they're home, but then they're getting jumped around the corner at the convenience store and they're poisoning our kids and stuff like that. These things got to stop. We need to be able to have a communities and not neighborhoods. We need land and areas that ain't going to depreciate, and those individuals in that territory that they got good jobs. That I'm a doctor, I don't mind living next to this guy here because, hey, he's hard working, he's a good job. I ain't worried about my land depreciating a little bit if it's necessary. But if we do the right thing, it ain't going to do that. The political atmosphere, let's start focusing on what we're all about. The black family, a black family is a prophetic family. And we cannot overlook that. We believe in theocracy in the sense of God being a part of our life. No matter if it's political, social, moral, or any other area, economics, we believe in God being a part of that. And so we got to be able to see in this election, because it's a political move. On the cross philosophy of the fine divine law is to subdue. What is to subdue? So we got to understand that this is God's will, that we begin to understand how this works and be able to work it for the best of our ability. And sometimes, a lot of people don't understand that sometimes to make it work is not to vote at all. See, just vote don't mean that, oh, you're making it work. To let them know we tired of your crap and we ain't going to vote no more. We're going to show the world that democracy ain't working for us like it's supposed to. That's a stand. That's part of political procedure. People don't think like that. They think all inside the box. Get out of the box, people. You need to make changes. When you are the minority of peoples in the country, and the majority of the peoples, everything they say is go, they vote go, they vote count. Why are you here? Why are you even participating when it's set up like that? You got to make changes. You cannot do that. And you can make changes by taking bold steps as a group-based people, and you'll make these changes. Come on now, because I ain't gonna holler on this lecture. We're gonna talk this one. This lecture here is one that I need your utmost attention. I need you to see God and what God have shown his messenger to show you. Okay, now, in Miss Harris have a mother from India, and she have a father from Jamaica, which is an English province. These are commonwealths in England. So when you look at both places, when you look at her mother and her father, you're gonna see England there. The ones who we fought against, the British colonies there. And we need to see this. So you talking about we're gonna just take somebody who come from the British colony, and they had a baby, on American soil, but their genealogy is British colonies like Jamaica and like England, Commonwealth, India. And you're going to take them and you're going to overlook all the ADOSs in the United States of America, and you're going to set them and say, this is the one. This is the one. Woo! That is a great slap in the leadership of Black American face. And you may not could see it, but we see it. And see, the news ain't going to talk about it because the news is controlled. The news ain't going to, and the few blacks are going to talk about it. They ain't going to tell you what they want you to know. They're going to tell you what the media want you to hear. See, I'm not caught up in that. I'm going to tell you how black people think about what's going on right now. And that they don't like it, and it ain't got nothing to do with her. Really, it have nothing to do with her. But they don't like what the system is doing to the black family. And they have to stand up, and if I'm going to be a messenger for my people, I have to stand up and say, we don't like it. We don't like what you're doing, and it don't start with her. You've been doing it for a long time. In 2019 brought on the 400 years being over, and now we're in 2020. Enough is enough. We don't want that no more. We don't want it no more. And we have to see this. Now, let's deal with this. ADOSs determine who is African American, not whites. ADOSs determine who is an African American, not white. Now, I heard Claude Anderson say one time, you could leave South Africa and you could be a white, and you could come to America and you could get your citizenships in America and you'll be called an African American, and you have nothing to do with that dark skin. Come on now. That's what African American supposed to mean. I thought African American supposed to mean get me wrong, and let's ask Jesse what he was trying to say now. But African American stood for the ADOSs, them one descendants of African American, of the African slave trade. Them children, them families, that bloodline. That's what I thought it supposed to mean. Now, if whites take it and just use it any way they want to, that don't really make it an African American. That make it what you choose for it to be. And you twist it and make it a lie. You twist it and make it something it don't supposed to be. And you've been twisting stuff for the longest. You twist the 13th and 14th Amendment, and you gave corporations to say they are people, when that 13th and 14th Amendment was to help blacks be pulled up and become achievers. But you gave a corporation the right to become a person using that. And they said, we are people. We have this right. And they use it. Now, I don't want to wean too far off that, but I'm just showing you how tricky the American is, and black folk just said enough is enough. I don't want no more of this crap, man. Don't you see what you're doing to us? And you wonder why we act like we do or why we feel like we do. We don't want no more of that. Come on. You know, we're talking about some educated, smart people. And I'm standing up here, I ain't know anybody. You know, to show me, bring your geniuses here and let them put this stuff together that I'm putting together. Bring them. I want to see them. I'm like Elijah now. Bring them. Bring your geniuses and let them put together stuff equivalent to this. I want to see them. And this coming from a black man. They're dealing with a fifth dimensional consciousness. So let's be honest now. Let's make this playing field right, because you ain't been doing it right, and it ain't gonna be no nation like it's supposed to be until you be fair to these black folks. Black folks ain't gonna go with this crap no more. And they'll show the world that democracy don't work for us. And if that's what you want them to see, that's what they will produce for you. See, we can't deal on this, what we use this term, civil. You know, we tried the civil thing. We tried the civil environment, the civil law, civil this, and the civil ain't got us nowhere. So we know we got to go and make this an international thing. We got to talk to the world about how we feel about democracy in the United States. And we want to let you know, let's straighten it out now, in home, because we're not going to wait. No, I'm talking about, well, wait broke the wagon down. We don't want that no more. We don't want that nonsense no more. Let's deal with Ezekiel 17, and I'm going to say it, Ms. Harris, this has nothing to do with you personally. This has nothing to do with you. This has something to do with Joe Biden and their decisions, using you as a pawn, okay? And you may not look at it like that, but us black leadership, we see it like that, because we know it's a lot of black men that could be there. We know there's a lot of black women that could be there. They've been here forever. We know there's a lot of white women could be there. And we know that there's a lot of white men could be on this side that was here in America, their ancestors, all of them, Irish, Jews, and Italian, and everything else, German, and all that. They qualified to sit in that seat as well. Okay? But you went outside and thinking that you're going to capture the black vote by going outside and getting a black woman like that. And you did a slap in the black folks' face without you realizing what you was doing. And to black people, there should be an apology. You know, because they don't want that. Now let's deal with Ezekiel 17, 23, 24. Let's deal with it. In the mountain of the high of Israel. Now we know Israel is a code name for Lewis. Where did Israel come from? Israel, as the name, came from Jacob. Now, it was Jacob, and then God, the Lord thought, changed his name to Israel. Some say an angel, etc., etc. But you read and know the codes, you know that was thought that gave Jacob the name Israel, and Israel is a code name today for Lewis. And you look at some of the other videos, you can actually see that. Okay, on high. Now it say, and the mountain of the high of Israel will I plant it, and it shall bring forth brooks and bear fruits, branches, and bear fruits, and that word is for branches, and bear fruits, and be a goodly cedar, and under it shall dwell all fowls of every wing. In the shadow of the branches thereof shall they dwell. Now, when we look at this branch here is not a regular branch. This is what they call the main branch of the tree. And we have to see that, bring forth that, and to bear fruit. That means God is showing you, in using the mountain high places, high level of consciousness, that God is finna make a move here. And he's finna bring a people, I would say a bloodline, a people up at this particular time of human history that's gonna have a special work to do in this country. And say, and all the trees of the fields, all the trees of the world, fields, the world, shall know thought. See, so it's showing you he's finna raise a branch in the mountain of the high of Israel. And that bloodline is Israel. And he's going to raise this here higher, that higher consciousness, that fifth dimensional knowledge, and start leading the peoples out of the dark age into the age of light, which is known as the age of Horus, and which is known as the age of Saturn, the Sabbath, which is known as the age of what we will call, we're moving out of Pisces into Aquarius, an age of peace. So what the scripture is showing you, God is trying to make a transition. We know it as a reset if we watch television, but they don't go into the depths of it, and they leave you at all thinking what it is. What kind of reset? Economic reset? Or what kind of reset? Social reset? Or whatever. And it's a reset in 5 areas: moral, economic, social, political, diet, and appetite. That's what your reset is in, all 5 areas, and you must understand that part. And it tell you, and all the trees of the field shall know thought. Why should you know thought? Because thought is the one that you got to know now. Thought is known in the Old Testament. You find him in Isaiah and other areas as the Savior. They never told you that. It's written in the book. The Eurocentric world put it in the book, but they did never never sought it up that you could understand it. It was they only fixed it that the aristocrats and the hierarchy would know this. People of the very, very high order would know this. The rest of the people have no clue to this. And you need to know that this at this time. Who you're talking about? Who is thought? Thought is Melchizedek. Who is Melchizedek? Melchizedek is the one that Abraham pays his tithing to. Melchizedek is the one that the stories say Jesus took his priesthood after. Early saints used to see Jesus as Melchizedek. And most people are not aware of this. Early saints used to see Jesus as Melchizedek. And we need to understand that. Now, and the Lord have brought down the high tree, have exalted the low tree, have dried up the green tree. I wrote in there, dried up the swamp. Okay. And have made the dry tree to flourish, and the Lord have spoken and have done it. Now, he have spoken, have done it. Now, you got to understand that this is about past, present, future. Past, present, future. This is about the movement that God is doing right now in America. This is what this is all about. The movement. There's leadership. There's new blood that have to come in our political system. There's new blood got to come into our economic system. There's new blood got to come and make certain things, and he's doing it now. Why do I say this? New blood coming into our economic system because China owns a lot of American companies. Now, new blood, people. New blood coming into the political, meaning the economic system now. China, GOP is done got way higher than America's. And we have to see this. All these things happening, that this newness coming in America and doing things that most people's not aware of. And he's showing you not only in that area of economics, it's in leadership, in the political arena. And that's what's going to happen. And you're going to see new blood come in there. And this new blood coming in here are going to help make those changes. See, the young people today ain't going to go for what the older people went for in the past. See, the older people, all they was taught in their Sunday school manual is a white man on the cross named Jesus. They never been told what the cross meant. They never been told that when you hold your legs together and hold your hand out, you are your cross. And Jesus said, if any man come after me, and I want to restate that so you can understand. The elder or the initiate that wrote what Jesus said under the name Jesus said this: if any man come after me, he must first deny himself, take up his cross daily and follow me. This is your cross, the only thing you take up daily, but it have a definition. You go into the court of law, they tell you to hold up your right hand. That's political. You go and be a part of fraternity or marriage, etc. They put that ring on that left hand. That's sociology. So you got political, social. You look up to God. You don't look downside. You talk to look up to God. That's moral. You look down to the base of the cross. That's economic. Everything economically comes from the earth. And then the last part of it, where all 4 points meet, is diet and appetite. That's why they say an apple a day keep the doctor away. You eat the right nourishment for your body and for your health. These are the 5 points of the cross. These are the 5 divine laws of God that never been taught to you. You've been taught that a Eurocentric man hang on the cross and was whipped and was bleeding and all that. Come on, people, wake up from that. And that was your sacrifice. You didn't need an animal sacrifice. That was your sacrifice for the sins of the world. Had nothing to do with that. That was a made-up story by the Alexanders, the Flavors, and some of the other families at that time. That was for political control. And it worked on the black man. No, really, the black man wasn't here in the beginning, but it worked on the Eurocentric man for over nearly 2,000 years, most of it. And it worked on the African American for 400 years. And we got to get out of there and start learning these truths. We got to go beyond that. That's why I need new blood. It need the dry tree got to rise up and say, and the Lord have brought down the high tree. That philosophy that's been given to us, that great lie in the age of darkness, in the age of Pisces, the age of deception, that great lie, the high that's up, conquer, let's go and conquer nations and all that, and let's kill people in the name of Christianity, that high lie. You got to get rid of that. It has to go. And it say, and the high tree have exalted the high tree, and have exalted the low tree, have dried up the green tree, okay, and have made the dry tree to flourish. I, the Lord, have spoken it, have done it. And this is what it's saying. Now, I'm going to go into this other area because this is very important. I got 3 different individuals to cover on this. I got President Donald John Trump. I got Vice President, the ex-Vice President, Joseph Biden. Come on, Joseph Biden. And I'm going to show you the whole thing, how it worked, and I have shown you on the past of Barack Hussein Obama. I want you to see this now. This is called sacred geometry. This is something that you never learned before, but if you look at it carefully, you'll see how it works, and you'll see that it's a 5th dimensional knowledge. It's not the regular stuff. It's a 5th dimensional knowledge. Okay. Now, this person must like to win. The person's most likely to win the White House. Now, the reason I started out with Donald Trump, because he's in the White House right now. So that's only common sense. Why, respect him as the president. He's a Your Excellency, although they don't use Your Excellency, and expect him to be that person that he's supposed to be. He's Donald Trump, and he's got his own way, Now, we see that we're going to use English gematria. We're going to use the golden ratio. The golden ratio is 1.618. English gematria is A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M. You go down here and start over N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. Here, you do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You need that in order to do English gematria. And that way you know it. Now, you need this, and you need the name, because you need the English gematria to put the number system with the name. Now, Donald John Trump, June 14, 1946. This is his date of birth, June 14, 1946. Now, in there you got Donald, you got D is 4, O is 2, N is 1, A is 1, L is 2, D is 4. That you add these numbers up, you get 14. John, you got 4. J is 4, O is 2, H is 6, N is 1. You add that up, you got 13. Trump, T is 7, R is 5, U is 6, M is 1, P is 3. You add up, you got 22. He was born on the 14th. You take 14, 13, 22, 14, and you got 63. So 63 is the number that you're going to be working with doing this in Donald Trump for Donald Trump. Now, it's very important to know this, because you're going to be able to take other political individuals and know their spot, knowing what they're gonna do and how this sacred knowledge show them in their activities in life. You're gonna see that. You could do yourself as well once you learn how to do it. But there's sometimes some individuals have to be shifted a little different in the writing than others. I'll get into that later. And you're going to see that if you follow me. You're going to see how I do Donald Trump. It's not how I do Biden and do Obama. And you need to see this. Now, what you're going to have 63. Now, you need to take the golden ratio and divide the golden ratio into 63. But Donald Trump, like I say, Donald Trump is different. You cannot do Donald Trump like you do the rest of them. Donald Trump, you don't divide it, you put it right on the side of it and use it all together. Now, I need to look for the spaces. Now, I got the whole number. The whole number is 63. So I'm going to go over here. He was born in 1946. I'm going to put 63 to it. The number that I need to understand in his name is 2009. I need to know what happened in his life in 2009. Now, this is not the one that started his total career. This is the one that put him in that political platform, that political arena. Now, the other one will put him, you do 63 and you divide that into there, and that's going to put you into his other career when he was building houses and buying wrestling teams and all this other stuff, and buying the beauty pageant stuff and all that. You need to see all that. Now, what you need to know that we are dealing with where we need to see Donald Trump at this time. And to do that, we got to use 63 as number count of his name and the golden ratio. But the golden ratio is going to be put on the side of that, and you're going to get that. And so what? 1946 is date of birth, 63 takes us to 2009. Now, I need the next number. 2009 must be important in Donald Trump's life. So what is the next number that I need? I need to take, on this side, I got the 6, I got the 1, I got the 8. So I need the 6. So what I'm going to do? I'm going to take the 6. 2009 plus 6 is 2015. 2015 must be important in Donald Trump's life. Then when I put the 6 there, Now I need to take the 6 and the 1, which is 7, and I got to take 2009 plus 7. 2016 must be important in Donald Trump's life. Then I got the 1 and the 8. I got the 1 and the 8. You see this? That's 9. So I got 2009 plus, I got this is 7. Then I got the 8 and the 1. The 8 and the 1 will give me 9. 9 plus 9 is 2018. The one before that one, they gave me the 8 was just what it is, the 8. You got 8, you got 2017. So 2009, 2015, 2016, 2017, 2018 must be important in Donald Trump's life. But I can't stop there because I got to take, up here you see the 8 and I got the 8, 1, and 1. That give me 10. So I got 10. 2009 plus 10, 2019. So 2019 got to be something important in Donald Trump's life. So what? I got even more than that. Let me keep going. I got the 6 and the 8. I get the 6 and the 8. 6 and the 8 is 14. So I got 2009 plus 14. And 2023 is supposed to be important. I got that plus this is this and this and this, 7 and that, that's 15. 2009 plus 15 is 2024, is important. Then I got 6, 1, 8, is 15 plus that, 16. 2009 plus 16, and give me 2025. Now, this is very important to see Donald Trump life now. You won't see and know all these things until I go to the board. I go and I pull up Donald Trump history. I must pull up his history, and his history must deal with all these different years of events that's happening in Donald Trump's life. And 2009, what was going on? We got 2009 here. 1946 is date of birth plus the 63. That number count, that's 63. In 2009, Donald Trump placed a ribbon on Miss California. That was a big thing at the time in 2009 because it was a big controversy on Miss California, whether or not she was worthy to be Miss America and then Mr. Universe and all these other people. So we got to know that that's one thing, and what it was that showed Donald Trump he's a one that like to be in front of the crowd. He like to be one to deal with attention, deal with media stuff and etc. And you can see in the beginning that was a big media blitz. That was something that they wanted to talk about at that time around the dinner tables and etc. about how that girl was going to be treated. Was she going to be treated as an outcast, or was she going to be treated like somebody? And Donald Trump treated her like somebody. We need to see that. But let's deal with the next one. Okay, 2015. Let's see what Donald Trump was doing in 2015. Donald Trump in 2015, he was talking about WikiLeaks as a disgrace to America. And this was WikiLeaks at that time was something big in the news. It was something big, and you see that he was up front criticizing WikiLeaks and what was going on. And so we have to see it. Now, everybody may not agree with this, but this is what his spot was. This was his history was. Let's deal with the next one, 2016. What happened in 2016? Donald Trump became the Republican nominee. Everybody know that. 2016, he became the Republican nominee. When they didn't think that he was going to become the Republican nominee, he became it. And we have to see how it happened. Even Rubio was already in the Senate. He took Rubio's state like it was taking water from a child, candy from a baby. And he was showing you that, hey, look, the people prefer me, not you. The people want something new. They want to drain the swamp, and I'm coming here to drain the swamp. And this is what he was showing. And we have to see that and respect that. Okay, what happened in 2017? 2017, Donald Trump became the 45th president of the United States. See, these spots don't lie. This count don't lie. It tells you what's going to happen in that person's life. You got to get the history and apply it to it. If you know the present and the past, you could definitely know the future. What happened in 2018? 2018, what was so important in 2018 that Donald Trump did, especially for the ADOSs? Did he do something very important? Of course. In 2018, the HR 40 commission to study the development of reparation. In other words, he was willing to sign something that the previous president wouldn't even consider. Even right now, Biden and Kamala, Ms. Harris ain't even considering even having a conversation piece about that. But this man here, he's a Republican. Come on now. This is a Republican that signed this bill. It wasn't a Democrat. And see, what they did, they trying to fool you to believe, and you ain't black. See, the Democrats done took advantage of our people so long, it's enough is enough. Come on. You got to try something new sometime. When we go back into slavery, we was Republicans anyway. We wasn't no Democrats. They ain't up on us. So when you look at it, come on. We got to start studying history, start remembering stuff, and not just following what somebody tell you, or they put a black face on the media, on the news, and they tell you, oh, this is your leader. No, you don't pick our leaders like this. God help us pick our leaders. And our leaders don't have some kind of godly knowledge about themselves, some kind of, I would say, what we call the anointing. If we can't see some kind of anointing in their life, then they need to stay on the sideline and quit talking about you, our people, our leading our people, because we ain't about that. We are biblical people, and we have to be that and act like that, And that's where we're coming from. Don't just put us in a basket and say, oh, this is how our system is, so we know you're supposed to be like that too. No, we're not like that. And we're not going to accept that kind of thought of who we are. Okay, let's deal with it. We went and talked about him in 2018. Let's see 2019. What happened in 2019? Okay, he nominated Jeffrey Rosen to Deputy Attorney General. That was something important that was done. And he made a move. And he made other strides, but these are some of the things that we could bring out that he did. And not only did he do that, he told them that, hey, he's going to run again for the White House. And he started building up his campaign at that time for a second run to the White House. Now, he don't get other spots until 2023, 2024, and 2025. And if he wins, and more likely he's going to win, if he wins, These are activities that he's going to be able to work, years that he's going to be working to do things to bring things up better. It's never going to get totally right yet, people, because there's some things that America got to do for the ADOSs, and God ain't going to let them slide by no matter what they do. They got to do that. Reparation got to be paid to the ADOSs, a land and a territory that they could be able to live in without all this bias activity, all this racism and all this other stuff. They need to be able to have a place for themselves. Even if they don't call it their nation right away, they need to be inspired to go to a location and put those trillions of dollars where they need to be at, so you can help build them, because you owe them recompense. And we have to see this, America. You got to be able to do what you're supposed to do. You know that. You know you did it for everybody else. You did it for the Indians. You did it for all the other Chinese. You did it for all this Filipinos. You did it for everybody. You know, you even at the saddest time, and see, y'all got to realize, rest of America got to realize, black folks read, you know. And like Martin Luther King was saying, you know, during the time of the 1800s with the American-Mexican War and all that, you know, you took that land and was given that land grab act thing where the immigrants was coming over. You give them up to 120, you know, acres of land. And blacks, you weren't giving them nothing. You really treated that people very bad. You know, and you got to see that these people ain't just, you know, black folks ain't just looking at that and say, hey, you know, that was the past. No. Black folks looking at that as that's still in your heart and that's still you today. So how you going to show the world black peoples and white Americans are in agreement, and when you ain't straightened up the wrong that you have done in the past? And then you got the audacity to tell this group of people, you know, you need to be pulled up with your own bootstraps when you gave all that land, all that territory to immigrants, millions and millions of immigrants, and you left the black man come out of slavery with nothing. His wealth was not even 1%, you know. And right now, his wealth is so little, what, 2%? You know, come on. And see, this is what we're saying, and this is what you want us to participate, and you want us to believe that this Harris and this Biden ticket gonna be something that's gonna help save us, or gonna help make America better for us, and we just came out of the 400 years, and we saying enough is enough. Black American, African Americans are tired of the crap, people, and they want something better. I don't want to holler, fuss, but you know, if you're going to be a black leader, you got to be consistent, and you got to speak for your peoples, and you got to speak the truth to power. And you got to see this. Now, we're going to go on because we got to see right here. This tell you something, 2019 to 2023. That means 2020, 21, 22, we ain't finna straighten this big mess up that we are caught up in. Biden ain't gonna do it, Trump ain't gonna do it, ain't nobody gonna be able to do it in between that time. So you can put all the people you want, you could go get ones that ain't even on the ticket, and you can put them in there. They not. He's maintaining. We're at 2020 right now, and we got 2020, 21, and 22. The rest of 2020, 21, and 22. And all that time, he's gonna be there trying to straighten that mess out that we dealing with, that was made and put us in this condition in the past. It wasn't just Corona, people. It was all this other stuff, all this stuff that the government is giving money this way, that way, and doing things that they should not been doing. You got corporations robbing the United States government. You know, you got contracts, and you got things that they got, materials and other stuff. They jack the prices up. Corporations jack the prices up, and then we have to pay $20 for sometime for a light bulb. We need to go back and look at 60 Minutes and show one time 60 Minutes show how much the government was ripping the peoples off. The corporation was ripping the government off, which is the people. And we have to see these things. Now, let's deal with Thessalonians, 1 Thessalonians 4:16. For the Lord himself shall descend from heaven. Now we know that heaven have 37 different meanings. Keep that in mind when we say that. The Lord himself shall descend from heaven with the shout, with the voice of the archangel. Who is the archangel? We know Michael is the archangel. What's the archangel? What do Michael stand for? Mean. L-E, flip this upside, English gematria, W-I, and take this here and go like this, you get your S. You get your S. L-E-W-I-S, Lewis. So the archangel is Lewis. This person named Lewis, and the other person are going to give you name, and with the trump. So you got a Lewis and a trump that's supposed to do things at this time of human history that's going to be in line with the will of God. You got a Lewis and you got a trump. And we got to see this. The archangel and the trump, okay? Both of them is of God to do God's will for this particular time of human history. We have to see that. Now, and the dead in Christ, what do we mean by in Christ? Because people look at that and they talk, oh, that's Jesus. You know, Jesus is a code name. Oh, that's Jesus. The dead in Christ, what the word Christ means? Anointed one, the light bearer. Where does Christ thing got his essence from Horus. And we know that's the light. And the dead in Christ, the dead in the light shall rise first. The dead and the ones that understand the true truthism of God and what God really has in this book for us to know. They're going to rise first. So what he's saying at this time when these two individuals are doing God's will, walking this earth, doing God's will, they're going to be a people that's going to rise. And they're going to be the peoples of light. And I call them the sons of God. They're going to rise. Male and female, black and white. They're going to rise and they're going to begin to see things differently. They ain't going to settle with the old way. And we got to understand. Now let's go into Joe Biden. Now, in this, we're going to see Joe Biden and see his name. And I'm trying to cut this short. You know the procedure. You use English gematria and you bring his number count up. You bring it in his three names. And then his date of birth, you're going to get 26, 39, 17, and 20. They're going to equal to 102. Now, we know that he's a junior, but we're not going to use junior first because we want to see more of how to see his name and see his spot. So we're going to just use his name without the junior. Later, we're going to add the junior on. Now, without the junior, you're going to get 63, then you're going to get 040791. Now, these numbers have to be used, and what we're going to do with this, we're going to take that 63, 2042 is it when he was born, and take that 63, and we want to see what did Joe Biden do in 2005. We move to 2005 here, and we get the 4, there go the 4 there. What did Biden do in 2009? You add the 4 to the 2005. Okay, we take the 2005, put it here. You got the 7 there. What did Biden do in 2012? Okay, we got that. And then we got the 10. We got the 9 and the 1 is the 10. 2005 plus 10, 2015. What did Biden do then? Now, before I go into the history of what Biden was doing, we're going to go when you add junior. You have to add junior there to take it to that next level. Now, junior is that Joe Biden, and the junior is 461525, and that equals 23. You add that to the other part of his name, this. You add 26 to that. I got 23. Okay, you add 23 to that, and then that, did I have 23 or 26? So you add that 5, let me see what we got. That's 10, 20, 23. You add 23 to that, and I should have been putting 23 there. Okay, let me straighten that out. Okay, and they're gonna give me, I just put the wrong number there. You got 202 plus 23 give you 102 plus 23 give you 125. Look at, I had the right numbers there. I just copied it wrong. Okay, so you got 125 divided by the golden ratio, you get 77.255871. This is very important to use now because what you're going to have, you're going to go with his date of birth, 1942, and you're going to put 77 there because you need this full number here, and it brings you to 2019. What did Joe Biden do in 2019? Then you take the 2019, move it over, So you got to get to 7, 5, 2 and 5 to get to 7, 2026. Now we know we're in that 2026. We know that 2026 take us way beyond the election time, because we at 2020, the election, that person going to be in office, 2021, 2022, 2023, and 2024. He ain't none of that is happening for him right there. None of it is happening for him. But it's happening. I want to take you over here. But it's happening for Donald Trump. You got right here. You got, we are at 2020. You see 2023 and 2024 is part of the next presidential 4 years. So Donald Trump is sparking at this time, and Biden is nowhere sparking at this time. Now, most people, they won't look at that and understand that. That is crucially important. That is crucially important. That will help you determine who's going to be in that seat. And most people, they're not aware of that. These numbers don't lie, people. They're going to show you these truthisms. And we got to understand what's going on. And more you begin to see this. Because this is told to you before it happened. See, we're not going to wait until after it happened, then we're going to come back and say, Donald Trump, he was going to win anyway, Biden, his sacred geometry didn't show that. Well, when you're talking after the fact, people want to know something before it happened. Don't come tell me God is giving you this knowledge and you telling me this going to happen, that going to happen, but then you telling me after. Anybody could have gave you that, But when you put these numbers together and let people see a fifth dimensional consciousness and they see it, and then I'm going to show you Barack Obama to help enlighten you to see it even more brighter. That's the key to all this. It must be something that you must see, that you know that God has something to do with it, because these numbers just don't happen like that. It just don't happen. And we need to see this. Let's deal with Barack Obama, past president. Okay, and Joe Biden was under Barack Obama. Okay, so let's see a past president. What was happening in Barack Obama's name? Barack Hussein Obama. Now, he was born in August 4th, 1961. Now, we look at that, we get his name. You got 215133, that's 15, 6666, 521, that's 35. You got Obama 22111, that's 7, and you bring that 4 down. You add that up, 15, 35, 7, and 4, and it's going to give you 37. Okay, he was born in 1961. So you add that up. 1961 plus 37 will give you 1998. Okay, so I need to know what in 1998 happened in Barack Obama's life. So I know I'm going to use 1998 as 8. And I'm going to put A there. And then I need to move this 1998 over, and I need to get my 7. Now, how I'm going to get my 7? Okay, I'm moving 2 spaces over. I move 2 spaces over. I get my 7 there. So I put my 7. 1998 plus 7 is 2005. What happened in Barack Obama's life and his career in 2005? We need to know that, because it got to be something important if this chart is correct. That's the whole thing. If it's correct, it must be, these numbers must match up with his career. These numbers must be very important in his life. See, I love the truthism. Because God want to bring something special. He want to bring something different to our life, that we could begin to know that in this paradigm shift, there's high levels of knowledge and stuff that's going to wow us, and stuff that we're going to know without being fooled, or somebody say this or say that. It ain't about what the media say. It's about what God say. See, we need to see God. And this is what I'm trying to do. See, thought gave me this knowledge, so I brought this here so you could see God. See, Melchizedek is a God man that God have brought to us. The scripture say Melchizedek was a priest of the Most High God. Melchizedek didn't have no mother, no father. He was created by God. That means he's a God man. Okay? He didn't even taste the stain of death. And we got to understand that. He was similar to Elijah, but Elijah had a mother and father, but Melchizedek didn't. God created him. And we have to see that. Now, if we understand how to translate the Old Testament, it will show you that God created thought. He formed him. He made him. And that thought was the one that created the messenger. The messenger who we know, we call Jesus, but that's a code name for Lewis. Okay? And even the word Jew, the sub-name for the word Jew is Lewis. But they don't tell you that. They hide that. But I don't want to go into that. That's for another day. Now, what we're going to see that in 1998 and 11, let's get the 11. Where we going to get the 11 from? 6 and 5 is 11. But before the 6 and 5, let's go back. 1998 plus 8, 2006. So 2006 must be something important in Barack Obama's life. 1998 plus 11, 2009 must be something important in Barack Obama's life. Now let's go further, because we got that. We got to go with 15. 1998 plus 15, 2013. That must be a very crucially important part of Barack Obama's life. And we need to see this. So let's deal with the history that deal with Barack Obama. What happened for A in 1948? And that means 1998. It said Illinois senator. So what was he? In 1998, Barack Obama was an Illinois senator. I want you to see how this thing and how this is going to come and play its part. Okay, we deal with A. Let's deal with B. 2005. What was Barack Obama in 2005? B. He became the United States senator in 2005. You see what I'm saying? You see how this chart works and how this magic works? This is the knowledge from God. This is what God has. This is stuff beyond academics. And you need to know that. That's the road that God is trying to take his peoples in. He wants you to rise up. You can't rise up in power. You can't rise up in strength. You can't rise up as people's renown, knowing this elementary stuff that they've been feeding you. These lies and stuff. They done trick you, dig everything, and they don't want you to know the truth. Now it's time for you to know the truthism. Let's deal with it now. Let's deal with this. C. Let's deal with C. And C, what happened in C? 1998 plus 8 is 2006. What happened in 2006? And see, in Barack Obama's life, he became the best spoken word album. I mean, he had won an award. Now, why is that important in Barack Obama's life? Because in Barack Obama's life, you'll see that Barack Obama was a good speaker. You hear him talking, he made tears. They showed when they showed where it was having where they were bringing him in to bring him as president, and you see Jesse Jackson, all the tears coming out, the camera was on Jesse, all the tears coming out his eyes, because that speech was great. That was a great moment in history. And Barack Obama had brought in great moments in American history. And we have to see that. It's very important to know that. And see, God have already encoded this into our metric so we can see it. All we got to do is open our mind and let God take us into the clouds. That's cloud technology and the Akashic records. He said the messenger will come in the clouds. And that's where we're coming from, using the Akashic records. Most people, they're not familiar with that, but read Washington Carver and people like that who used to walk out in the woods and area, and he was one of the great botanists, and he knew how to take plants and do this with. He was one of our great inventors and stuff like that. You know, and see, you got to understand that God have put individuals, or put an energy here, a schoolmaster energy here to teach his people. So all we got to do is know how to tap into it. Hear Tesla conversation on the cassette records, and you'll see all this. You need to know this is very important. Now, we're going to look at this. Now, what did that on the best spoken word album, and he won an award on that, but hey, was it the only important thing? No, let's go with the other spot. What happened in D? In D, 1998 plus 11 is 2009. What happened in 2009? Barack Obama became the 44th United States president. You see how this thing just showing that move and showing how this year was known in the eyesight of God and his intelligence and his knowledge, even before Barack Obama had left kindergarten. You know, this was known. Because all you have to do is take the name, the date of birth, and take the golden ratio and apply it to it properly, and you get all this information. But they don't teach you this because they don't want you to know that. They want you to go and just go in and vote and make a guess and all this other nonsense. Come on, we need to be beyond all that craziness now. Okay, let's deal with it. Okay, what happened in 1998 plus 15, 2013. What happened in 2013? The second term as U.S. president. See, this is what you need to know, my people. You need to know this information, and God wants you to know this type of information so you can move forward, so you can start reading and studying and seeing these things. This is not hard to understand. Once someone teaches you how to do it, you could do it yourself. All you got to do is clear your mind and let the Holy Spirit work with you, so it will work with your consciousness to tell you what moves to make with this and with the numbers. But if you follow the format, you're going to come up with the right information. Now, most people say, well, I want to know who's going to most likely be president. And what do they say? Over here, the person most likely to win the White House. The person most likely to win the White House is basically Donald Trump. Now, is the government going to sneak somebody else in here? Are they going to do this or that? No, I didn't say Donald Trump is going to be in the White House. And I don't know what Donald Trump's life is going to be. Well, somebody's going to try to assassinate what? But all I'm saying is the person most likely to win the White House, from the way that sacred geometry show it, is Donald Trump. And that's what we're looking at right now. Now, do I don't like these individuals? Yeah, they play their part, but these people ain't about no reparation. They do nothing in line with reparation. Donald Trump did. I just read you what he did with that 440 thing. See, we got to see that these individuals, they talk the talk, but they ain't walking the walk. And Donald Trump said, what you got to lose? Now, wait a minute. I want y'all to see something. Is Louis Armstrong, Minister Louis Armstrong, is boosting Donald Trump? No. Do Minister Louis Armstrong like Donald Trump and what they doing? Man, that man could be terrible as terrible could be. Sometimes God uses terrible people, but he could be terrible as terrible could be. But at the same time, I'm not here to say who God uses and who God don't use. But what I do know is that for some reason, this man is signing papers that's in the line of God's will, perfect will. And as long as he's doing that, he my man for the hour. And I'm going to say it like that. Now, I ain't telling you who to vote. You vote for who you want. I may not vote for nobody, but I'm not going to disregard him. Now, if people say that, well, okay, you believe in the political part of the cross, you believe in the political law, why don't you vote? I'm not saying don't vote. I'm trying to tell black folks and other people, stop blocking your vote. Quit letting people take advantage of what you're doing. And sometimes if it's for you to take that critical stand, you take that critical stand. Now, right now, I don't think it's appropriate to do that right now. But if it is, you tell me. But somewhere down the line, we got to start blocking our votes. Somewhere down the line, we're going to have to start letting the world know democracy ain't working for us. So we need them to improve it or change it. Because the Bible teaches you about a theocracy. So we're going to go theocracy / democracy. We can deal with that for a while, but we need to do better than what we're doing. And that's what I'm talking about, and that's what this whole lecture is about, is we need to start seeing the truthism of God so we can understand the things that God have in the book. And this here is right in the book. Sacred geometry is in the book. It's in the book. You just got to know how to interpret it. It's in the book. When God told Abraham to number the stars, not count them, to number the stars in Genesis, the 15, it's there, people. When he told them to number the stars, it's right in there. This is what this is about right here. These are the spots. These are the stars. These are the spots that happen in a person's life. And you need to know that. And you need to know how it works. That way you know what kind of chances so-and-so got, or so-and-so got, as they say. And you know what's going on. Now, we're going to deal with this. We're going to cut this short. Because my camera lady is saying it's time to wind it down. We're going to deal with this because we need you to donate. We still need about 11 to 12 more people in donate to this book. It may be 12, but it may not be. I'm going to say it like this. I'm going to just say it like this, 10. And we're going to try to squeeze them all two in there. So we'll just say 10. Let's deal with 10. 10 other people. We need about 10 other people to donate to get this out of the way. It's $500 toward a new book, Hidden Secret. And we said that in donating, you'll have to be able to make a certain statement in there. Your name will be in the book. We'll make sure your name is in the book, added into this book. And that's very important. So help us out in that area. But our regular donations, you need to see this, is Louis Armstrong Ministry at 7536 Jane Lane North, Jacksonville, Florida, 32210. You can also Cross Rock Incorporated. This is who we are, Cross Rock Incorporated. And it's the same address. You can mail it at 7536 Jane Lane North, Jacksonville, Florida, 32210. Or you can put it under Givelify. Go on your mobile app and go on Givelify on the charitable. And you can make your payments there to help out with this organization. Okay, and also PayPal. When I say payments, I mean your charitable offering to that. You can pay your tithes and your offering under this here. Okay, PayPal. PayPal ArmstrongLewisJ@gmail.com. That's PayPal, ArmstrongLewisJ@gmail.com. And these are the ways that you can send your donation and help back this organization. We got many people that have been put on our supporters list, and we need more people. And those ones that haven't responded in a while, we need you to respond, and etc. And I'm gonna say a good closing prayer on this, because I need you to look at this. This is election time. You need to consider this. Don't think that I'm picking on the sister. I'm not. I'm just trying to say it's time for the Joe Biden tricky dick stuff to end. We don't need that. You put division between our peoples. You put envy between our people, and we don't want that. Start looking at our peoples and the feelings and the emotion that go with our people, not because you the majority of something and you want to pass it and do it your way. That's not how this nation should be ran. That's not how the Constitution says it should be ran. And we need to look at these things differently. We need to know that if you're going to make America right, America needs to be a nation on a mountaintop that cannot be hid with those idealisms that come into each and every one of our lives to enlarge it, to enrich it, to make it wider, fuller, better, never to restrict it. And we need to understand that. We, the people, are what make up America, and we, the peoples, are the ones that are going to love and fix America. And those ones, bloodlines that are deeply rooted in America, we're going to look out for each other. We're not going to pass laws that are going to cause our peoples to catch hell, to lock them in a prison system, and do it because you want to be known. You want people to know that you can handle the job. In the prison complexes, all they're doing is spinning our people and destroying their life. Could you imagine someone go to prison and they come out and they done served their time that they require, and they go to a business, and they well qualified, and they go to the business look at the way they've been and say, well, we can't hire you because you're not welcome here. Come on, that's corporate law. That's the corporation running your country. And see, that's what the Chinese saying about America, my people. They saying that America, capitalism is not like ours. We don't see ourselves under capitalism like America, because their government say the last word. Their government run the corporation and tell the corporation what they can do and they cannot do. See, in America, it's just the opposite. The corporation telling the government what to do. And we can't be a sound nation like that. We got to change this. In the beginning of America, the American government told the corporation how long they could last and whether or not they have to be diminished, and et cetera, et cetera. None of that is happening now. So we need to reverse this thing. We need to make America great again by going back and redoing some things and seeing things a different way. You know, America wasn't the first one. Trump wasn't the first one talking about making a nation great again. China was the first one talking about that. But whether they were the first one or not, it's something that we need to do. We need to make America great. And if we can't make America great, then we need to break it off and break a piece of this land off of certain groups of people. But right now, since we at right now, we need to make it great, but not the old way. We don't need it great the old way no more. No, it ain't gonna work. So I'm gonna say this. Thank you, God, for permitting me to come before your people. Thank you, Heavenly Father, for such a time like this. We know that we've been dealing in the last year with some troubled times, but we also know that you told us that this was going to happen, that we were going to have 18 a good year, 19 a bad year, and 2020 a bad year. So we already thank you for warning us and what we're going to be like in dealing with the economy. Heavenly Father, please keep giving us knowledge that we could be able to walk with our family in a way of knowing that you present there to deliver us from any situation, any circumstance. We love you, Father, and we're going to always